Look at me. I was a girl that was once stuck in her past. It took me about 4 or 5 years to get out of a space where I could forgive me. I could stop looking at my past. I could understand that I was human. I could understand that it was okay to be imperfect. Baby, you're human. You made the decisions. And staying there is not serving anyone. It's not serving you. It's a detriment to your mental health. It's a detriment to your future. So let's make a decision today, a good decision today, to do something about it. And give yourself the grace to do something about it and not always get it right, because you've done this for a long time, baby. You may have made the same decision over and over again for a long time. So let's be realistic with ourselves and say we probably won't stop doing this tomorrow. It may take us a year or so, or it may take us a couple months, or it may take you a day. But let's be realistic with ourselves. But baby, I want you to love on you. I want you to tell you I'm not my mistakes. Tell yourself that I am not my mistakes. I am not. Those past decisions actually that were sent to harm and hurt have blessed me, has helped me become who I am today. I have learned so much from it. And now I can learn from it and flourish and grow from it. Welcome to the Be Real Podcast, where I grow up giving ourselves grace, giving ourselves gratitude, because this healing ish is not for the MFing week. It's not for the motherfucking week, okay? Welcome to the podcast. Yes, we're back. We will be talking about how you're no longer going to let your past decision affect your future, or you're not going to continue to look in your past, okay? Because you deserve the heart desires of your heart and everything that you see for yourself. One thing that God dropped in my spirit before I actually got on the podcast is just this analogy was, okay, I'm driving, and you know when you're driving, you have to pay attention to the road. You need to be looking, you gotta look, pay attention to the road, see what's in front of you so you can get to your destination. But the problem is when we looking in our past and we're always stuck in our past, if you looking in your rear view mirror all the time, or you always looking back, Let's just say you always looking back, and you're supposed to be driving to your destination, driving forward. Why do you think you're stuck where you're at? Because 9 times out of 10, you can't get past this. You can't get past the past. That you can't even look forward. You can't understand a path forward. You can't even get to your destination. So in order for us to be able to get to the destination, you have to let go of your past, because if not right now, you can't even get to your destination because you are so focused on your past, which is you looking in your rearview mirror. And we do not want to be there. And so that's why we're talking about past decisions today. This podcast is for anybody that's in a space in their life where they just want to fight back. Like, you got tired of just laying down to life. Like, you're like, I am fighting back. I deserve the life that I desire. I deserve to get everything that I deserve. I deserve to blissfully love my life. I deserve to be in abundance. I deserve to be in purpose and love being in purpose. I deserve to be a great mother. I deserve to love what I do as a living. I deserve to know how to fight back even when life is trying to knock me down. I deserve. This podcast is for you. I also want to let you know that we're on a 90 days where we're freeing ourselves from ourselves. And that's why we're talking about our past, because you cannot be stuck in the past if you want to get to your destination. If you have these big dreams and you got to continuously looking at the past, you cannot get to your destination, okay? So that's why it's so important that we talk about this today. But before we get completely into the episode, I do want to do my segment, okay, where we talk about something vulnerable or just a win. And a win is I got my hair done, okay? Go get your hair done, because it just boosts your mood. It's a confidence booster. It's an ego booster. I'm that girl. Quit playing with me. And it's a reminder that you're that girl. And sometimes we got to remind ourselves, okay? So if you got to remind yourself, go get your hair done, get your nails done, and pamper you. You deserve that. We're going to get straight into the episode. I'm going to be transparent with y'all. This is my third take. It is really hard for me to have this conversation with y'all because I do not like putting people in my business. It's not your business. Certain things I like to be transparent about, and some things I do not want to be transparent about, and that is my choice. But what I'm going to do is be transparent in this moment. I have made bad decisions, very bad decisions, to where I kept repeating them over and over and over again. And most of those bad decisions were around the men that I was dealing with in my life. And the decisions that I made with those men, which is one or two, and it was three that I kept. It's a third one that I kept in rotation, but I had two star players. Then I just did not make the best decisions with, and some of this happened as a kid and my adult years. And they did not only impact me, they impacted my mother, they impacted family. There was times where I wasn't myself and I would not come around family because of heartbreak and stuff like that, or just being so in love with a person that I did not even acknowledge my family, you know. So talking about that is hard because it took me so long. I was making bad decisions about when it came to men from the age of 14, 15, because I wanted to be loved and seen by a man so bad, until I had my daughter, and I had my daughter at 25. So I had a gap in my life where I was making decisions, bad decisions, horrible decisions for 10 years. And then it took for me to turn 25 and have a child for me to sit back and be like, hey, you need to start looking at your decisions, because baby, these decisions no longer only affect you, they affect somebody else. And that's when I started to beat myself up about them. It was a time where I just didn't care. Like, I was just like, if I did it, I did it. And like, I just swept it up on the rug. I never dealt with it. It was just like, okay, do diddly dolly do, next thing, you know, like that's how it was. But when I turned 25 and I had my daughter, I realized that, dang, Raven, you probably should have been paying attention to this a long time ago. You know, like, it took for you to have a child to pay attention to this. Now somebody else got to pay for your mistakes. That's when it started to beat me up, you know, because I always had this dream of giving my daughter a different life that I had, you know, when it came to her parents. But I gave her, if not the same exact thing, but something similar. And so it was just like, it really beat me up, because it was just like, bro, if only you would have learned before you had a kid, you know. And so it used to eat me up inside, and so it's hard for me to talk about that, because it's a battle that I still deal with daily, you know. It's still something that sometimes I feel like I'm over, and then whoop, whoo, you're not over. Actually, you still have some healing to do there, you know. There you go. There goes my vulnerability. There goes me putting out there like my past decisions, and how my past decisions ate me up so much that it took for me to have a child for God to sit me down. Hard head make a soft ass. And that's exactly what he did. He said, oh, okay, you're not going to get it by yourself, so let me show you this. You're going to get it now. And baby, I got it. Okay, his message was clear. And even after I had my child, it took me a little while to be like, okay, Raven, you got to make better decisions. I was such in a habit of just doing what was familiar and what was comfortable, that changing the things that I have done, changing the decisions that I had made for so long, seemed impossible, seemed like I was gonna die. Like, I was literally having to see life differently, and I had never seen life like this. What do you mean make better decisions? Because even though I made not the best decisions at a point in a period in my life, I enjoyed it. Like, it was fun. Like, even though the consequences were not the best, in the midst of it, baby, let me tell you, I had a ball, okay? I just did not like the consequences that came with it, okay? So that is what I'm talking about, why you cannot let your past decisions define you, because for so long they did define me, and I was stuck in a rat race. I was stuck in the same place, like in my head, overthinking. And that's one of the causes of it. Like, when you constantly stay in your past, you overthink everything. And the reason why I overthought everything is because I did not trust myself. I did not trust myself to do the right thing. Baby, who you leaving the decision up to me? Please don't leave the decision up to me, because if you leave the decision up to me, I feel like I'm going to make a horrible decision. Have you seen my track record when it came to decisions? You know, that was my thought process. I overthought, and then usually I wouldn't make any decision, which is basically indecisive, you know. But it's also connected to me not trusting myself, until I started to learn that, yes, Raven, you made that decision, okay? And it probably was not the best decision. But baby, you cannot stay in that space forever because you made that decision. You have the power to decide and say, okay, I made this decision. What do I want to do better so that I am not back here? And that's what I learned to do. even after making so many bad decisions, it's like, girl, you learn so much from them bad decisions. You better use that for power. You better use that for good. And that's what I started to do. And so I feel like if you are in a place where you feel like you're overthinking, or you're just in a place where you just feel like you cannot trust yourself because of the past decisions you have made, and you keep looking at your track record and it was like, I probably should not make no decision. Let me ask somebody else to make the decision. First of all, get good with God, okay? But I also understand that you can use those past decisions for your good. Use it to understand where you went wrong. And now you know what you did wrong. You know how to do it right. And you may not get it right the first time, or the first or second time, or even the third time. But track your progress and understand that I'm making an effort to grow. And that's all you can do. Even when it comes to you understanding that you're making an effort to grow. Another thing that I did to get out of that space where I continue to let my past decisions affect me is I started to believe that I was human. I started to believe that I was human and that I did not have to have it all together. I did not have to have it all together. Like, Raven, you're a human being. You're going to make mistakes. So just ease up on yourself a little bit, give yourself some grace. But do differentiate when you're making a mistake and when that mistake has become a consistent choice. And that's what I had learned to differentiate, is being human is understanding that I'm going to make mistakes, and understanding the difference between making a mistake and making a constant choice. Things that I did were a constant choice because I would make the mistake, but then I would continuously do the same thing over and over again. It was like, it was horrible, But I feel like I did that because I would beat myself up so much that I never just stopped and said, like, dang, okay, you're human. You made the mistake. I still love you, but how can we move forward? And a part of you being human and getting past your past, like the decisions that you made or the past, is talking to yourself a bit different. Like, when you make those decisions, when you don't do things right, how do you talk to yourself? Like, I would literally talk to myself like I was bottom of the barrel. You're dumb. Why would you do something so stupid? You better not tell nobody what you did. You better keep that in the private to yourself, because if you tell them people what you did, you think you stupid. What they say, you're at home but the light's not on, or something like that. Or what black people say, if you like it, I love it. They gonna hit you with one of those. So embrace being human. And then when you embrace being human, talk to yourself a little more gracefully, because if everybody was perfect, this world would look a lot more different. You're gonna make mistakes. And start to just change your mind around how you look at the mistakes that you have made, the past decisions that you have made. Because now that I look at the past decisions I have made, I'm so glad that I made them young, because now I'm in my 30s and I'm so much wiser. Like, I'm so much more, is wiser a word, but I'm so much more aware, I know, like, okay, Raven, you're gonna make some bad decisions. I know how to navigate the bad decision. And now my mindset is just different. Like, if I do something and I'm like, okay, Raven, that probably was not the smartest thing to do. How can we navigate this next time? Like, I had an incident at work. Sometimes I get very defensive when it comes to certain things. Still, something I'm working on. And in a workspace, I don't want to come in I don't want to have that type of tone, especially if you're like chatting with somebody. And so I kind of got smart a little bit, or just was kind of like, I don't even know if I want to say that. Like, I just didn't handle the situation in the way that I feel like I should have. And then I'm like starting to beat myself up, like, oh, did they take it this way? I hope they didn't take it this way, But in that moment, I understood that I was not standing in my power with the way that I moved forward. I did not like the decision that I made at that time. which could have different impacts. This person could go back to my manager. This person could not feel comfortable coming to me, and I work with them on a day-to-day. That could put a strain on the project and the things that we're doing. I stopped and said, Raven, you are wrong. Write them and say, this is not how you meant it. 3, make a mental note on how to move forward next time, and figure out why you get so defensive when this thing shows up, like when somebody comes at you in this certain way. I changed my mindset around it versus at that moment, if I would have made that bad decision, especially in a workforce, I would have beat myself up. I would have told myself everything bad decision, like, oh, you're gonna lose your job. You are the reason why you are here now. If something happened, that's on you, because you need to learn how to watch your mouth. Oh, here we go. It's gonna be the same repeat of the last job. I would have told myself such a different story if I would have stayed stuck in the mistake that I made. But what I did is take the mistake, understand that I am human. I then, with my humanness, apologize or figure out an action item on how to move forward better. And then I took a mental note, because it's something that comes up and it's the way that I reacted. So now I need to pay closer attention to it. So those were the 3 steps that I took. And so that is how I've gotten to where I am today. I started to rewire my brain around the mistakes that I've made. I feel like they've only made me better. They have made me who I am today. If I did not have Raylan, I would not be who I am today. So I thank God for knowing that I needed to go over there and do my big one with her daddy. I just say jokes. But do that and have a child, plan a child, be in love, and have her, so that I could have the perspective that I have now. Some things that we look at as the worst thing ever or the worst decision ever can be your biggest blessing, but you just have to change the way that you look at it. Change the way that you look at it. Understand that you're human, So that is the biggest thing that we're going to do with past decisions right now. We're no longer holding on to them. We're going to look at 3 things that are holding us back. What are 3 things that are holding you back from your past? What's something from your past that you just cannot seem to let go of? Write it down. And if you have a big one, just focus on one. Write it down. And write a letter to yourself about the past decision. And give yourself grace and love on yourself. And then, if you catch yourself making that decision again, ask yourself, why are we here? Why are we making this decision again? Is it filling a void? Am I doing it from a traumatic place? Am I trauma bonding? Am I just in comfort? And to have a conversation with yourself, like, we're in comfort. And I enjoy doing this, because there's been times where I enjoy doing stuff. And if you feel like you don't have the strength at the time to move past those decisions that you are currently making out of whatever, for whatever reason, you go pray about it. Because it was never your battle to take on in the first place. You say, God, I am struggling with this. I need help with this, because I no longer want to make decisions that's impacting my life in the way that it is. That is impacting my mental health. It's impacting my confidence. It's impacting my ego, because it impacts more than just your life. It impacts your mental health. It impacts your confidence. And those things affect how you move in the world. And so that's why I'm so passionate about talking to you about and not staying in your past. Look at the things that 3 things, or just one big thing. Write a letter to yourself and be kind to yourself. Understand that you are human. And then have action items on how you can get better. And if you feel like you're not in a space where you even know how to tackle this giant or fight this giant, It was never yours in the first place. You go to God, okay? When in doubt, go to God. When you ain't even in doubt, go to God, okay? But this is just something that I just want to say to you if you're listening to this. And you are in a space where you just, like, I'm stuck in my past. Look at me. I was a girl that was once stuck in her past. It took me about 4 or 5 years to get out of a space where I could forgive me. I could stop looking at my past. I could understand that I was human. I could understand that it was okay to be imperfect. Baby, you're human. You made the decisions. And staying there is not serving anyone. It's not serving you. It's a detriment to your mental health. It's a detriment to your future. So let's make a decision today, a good decision today, to do something about it. And give yourself the grace to do something about it and not always get it right, because you've done this for a long time, baby. You may have made the same decision over and over again for a long time. So let's be realistic with ourselves and say we probably won't stop doing this tomorrow. It may take us a year or so, or it may take us a couple months, or it may take you a day. But let's be realistic with ourselves. But baby, I want you to love on you. I want you to tell you I'm not my mistakes. Tell yourself that I am not my mistakes. I am not those past decisions. Those past decisions actually that were sent to harm and hurt have blessed me, has helped me become who I am today. I have learned so much from it. And now I can learn from it and flourish and grow from it. A garden starts with shit. I'm gonna tell you. This is God, not me cussing, but I just got this. A garden, usually they put manure in a garden. Sometimes you gotta start with shit. But just because it starts with shit don't mean you won't have a garden of flowers that have blossomed from the bullshit you have done in your past. And that's just the truth. I want to tell you that I'm proud of you if you're looking at this, because I know that you are on the right track. You're on the track to make the decision for you, for your kids, or just for your life, or for your future kids, to start examining your decisions, to start letting go of your past decisions and making better decisions, and also just embracing that you're human. And I just feel so full inside right now. I just feel like somebody just got it. Like something was just unlocked in front of somebody, and transformation is coming. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Look at me and know that I was a horrible decision maker, and look at me. I am a testimony to what God will do in your life. He will turn your mistakes into blessings. What I thought was a mistake was actually a blessing, because look at who I am now. Look at the confidence that I have now. You will do the same, if not more. Okay? But I am feeling led to pray. So I'm going to pray. God, I thank you. I thank you for those past mistakes. I thank you for everything that was sent to destroy and come in and raise havoc. And I thank you for being at the front line and always putting up a fight and fighting battles that I even thought I had to fight on my own. You always tell me it was never yours to take on. It is mine. Give me the battle. I thank you for taking on the battle even when I thought I had to fight. Our past decisions are not our identity. It does not own us anymore. We are learning to make our past decisions and to understand how much our past decisions are a blessing, and how they can be a life lesson in our life, and how it can only help us grow and be who we are supposed to be in this world, God. I thank you, because with the mindset shift, it will help so many people. It will bless families. It will bless generations. So I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to be a testimony in this world, God, because you have known that even me being a horrible decision maker for 10 years of my life, you turned it around in 5. You could have turned it around at 20, because it took me 10 years to get here. I mean, it took me 10 years to get my eyes on you. So just help me be the example. Help everyone here know that you are not judging them from their past decisions, and you are always coming from a place of love, and you're just waiting for them to seek you, God. I'm knowing that they will look at their stuff in a more human nature, and they will love on themselves and be more kind to themselves, God. So I just know that you are pouring into them right now, and you're just transforming their mind. Your past decisions don't define you no more. You will be able to trust you, and you will be able to make decisions from a place of confidence and not indecisiveness. Whew, amen. Whew, I miss being here. I miss being here. But yes, y'all, thank y'all for watching this episode. If you want to see past episodes, you can go Apple, Spotify, YouTube. You can also go to my website, www.shopbeware.com, and I have all my episodes listed there for the 90 days that we are going through right now. Just know that you are currently in a space where you are freeing yourself from yourself, and you should be proud of yourself. So after you're done listening to this, go give yourself a hug. Go be nice to yourself. Go cry if you need to. Go get a drink. But just pour into your cup after you listen to this, because you deserve it, baby. Be rare, be you, be authentic. Have a nice day, y'all. Bye.